Alright, I want to do a short video on suckers. I don't want to make this long. So basically, tomatoes are just full of sugar. They grow fast, like every 2 weeks when they first start. They can double in size. By the time they're about a foot tall or larger, if they're not trellised, they'll actually fall to the ground and they'll grow. And they can actually take up, let's see, here's a bed. They can take up a 4x4 section for one tomato. That's how big they can get. The problem is with tomatoes and most plants, and like the greens, is when the plant and the greens touch the ground, they really raise the chance of getting being susceptible to disease. So you want to get them off the ground. If that's the way you grow, that's fine. I mean, growing them that way is better than not growing anything. But ideally, you want to get them off the ground. So, and at a minimum level, you'd want to use a cage. Now, this is kind of short. I would recommend like a 6 foot tall cage. They do make those. But at minimum, you do that. Then they tend to still shade. They'll grow inside and they'll still tend to shade the tomatoes, but it gets them off the ground. So, what is a sucker? So basically, as this grows, it just grows so fast that it's almost like it can't produce enough sugar for this stem, that it has so much to give, that it starts new growths and new shoots. And those are called suckers. And where they grow, I'll show you where they grow. Come in here, and right here will be the stem. Okay? And then this will be a branch. Okay? And then right in here, there'll be another one. And they're usually really tiny when you catch them, and they're a sucker. And you want to remove those, because when those grow, those will basically start another plant. Well, they can start another plant. If they get big enough, you can take them off, and you can plant them, and you can get basically little tiny plants. Now, I don't think I have a sucker. Oh, here's a sucker right here. So right here, this is the stem right here. And then right here is the branch. Then, see if you can see this. Right here, that's a sucker. So you just pinch that off. You can use scissors too, and that's all you do. Now, when you remove these suckers, it enables the tomato plant to put all its growth into the stem, and that's what you want. And then it'll just grow up here, and your stem will actually get a really thick stem as it grows up, and that's it. So you want to remove your suckers. Again, you don't have to, but it lowers the quality of your fruit, and I want to have good fruit. Now, if you really can't do it and you're just lazy, or you just don't have time, I would grow cherry tomatoes. This one right here is a cherry tomato. These you don't have to worry about so much because they don't grow. I mean, they're not going to grow up this big, tall, 7 foot tall single stem. They're not going to do that. And so with a cherry tomato, you want so many cherry tomatoes that you just leave all the suckers. You can leave all the suckers and just let them grow. So if you don't have the time, you could just plant a bunch of cherry tomatoes, put some 5 foot cages on them, and just keep them watered. And remember, water the roots, don't water the leaves. When you water the leaves, it brings disease. So with tomatoes, you always want to water the roots only. So like a drip irrigation system works really well. Or have a 5-gallon bucket out or something of water, and you want it to sit in the sun for like 24 hours, because the sun will kill the bleach that's naturally in the, or the chlorine I should say, that's in the water from the city water. So leave it out and the sun will get rid of all that stuff, and you can take cupfuls of water and you can just pour them at the root system, and that's it.